Yeah, this is Bang Bang Ray Hill. Please press the like button and subscribe. And thank you so much for all the subscribes you give me. Um, yeah, Billy Aird. Um, I used to go to Lewisham. Lewisham, as you're young, you know, I used to go to Lewisham. And I was always around Blackheath, always around Blackheath, always around Catford, Deptford. But now and again, I go to Bermondsey. And I had a mate there called Peter Kelly. And Peter Kelly lived in a block of flats there. And very good. Peter Kelly was like a proper guy, man. He was one of the he was such a good arm robber as well. He was never skint. He was doing arm robberies all the time. Peter, love his art. He's rest in peace, Peter Kelly. And anyway, I'm up Peter Kelly's house one day, and his wife Kathy, I think it was his son. I think his son was called Peter. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I went up there one day, and on the wall was this great big painting, beautiful painting, right? And it was a Claude Monet. I thought it was a print, yeah, but it was an actual Claude Monet, yeah. And it was a bit. I mean, a bit of the painting was a cut, a little bit. It's about inch cut in it. So I don't know about paintings and what they're worth and bits and pieces. So I mean, Peter's dead now, so I can talk about it, yeah. So he nicked that from Battersea Power Station. Honestly, before all this building Battersea Power Station and all that, but when it was like going, they got in there and they got into the penthouses in Battersea Power Station, and they I'm on about this is before it's all done. The people that run Battersea, these big directors, Battersea Power Station, they had penthouse, they had big places in there to live as well. And yeah, Peter Kelly nicked a Claude Monet, a Claude Monet. So this was worth about 5 6 mil, maybe even more than that. You know what I mean? And he couldn't sell it. I mean, the man like that who's so powerful does armed robberies all the time. The amount of people he knows. Do you think no one wanted to buy that, mate? There was murders about Claude Monet, and this is like you might not believe this, but this is the truth. Yeah, I got in a car with Peter Kelly. We were because we live right near the Thames. He lives right near the Thames, and he threw it in the Thames, mate. He threw it in the Thames. I'm not joking, and I couldn't believe it, mate. A Claude Monet. How much that worth, mate? 5 6 mil, and he didn't. He just threw it in the Thames. There was too much of a stink, and he threw it in the Thames. A Claude Monet, 5 6 mil. Threw it in the Thames. I was crying my eyes open. You know what I mean? But anyway, but Peter was a good, proper man, mate. I mean, the guy was a hard man. I was in Auburn with him, and as a nice geezer, nice fella, mate. And I met him when I come out, as I said, and and he used to do good armed robberies. Peter, he was very good at what he did. He always had money, and he bought a restaurant just by Rob Ride Tunnel, and he used to take me there, and I used to have a bit of food, and yeah, I loved it, man. And then I was looked after a club through Rob Ride Tunnel that Lenny McLean was running, and with a couple of other guys, and I ran it with Davey Old and Johnny Old. I forget the name of the club. I forget the name. It was the Crown or the White Hart. I don't know. I forget now. But go through the tunnel. It was on the left hand side, and I was there with Dave and Johnny Old. Yeah, and yeah, I used to run through that tunnel every night on weekends. When I worked there, it was like it never ended. You know what I mean? I think I'm stuck in the tunnel and I can't get out of it. You know what I mean? But anyway, Billy Aird at a pub called the Lil, just off Jamaica Road, where Peter Kelly's flats were. And I was going there to see Bill. All right, Ray and all that, because me and him used to spar together. And like before all that, And after Bill, listen, Bill was a gentleman, mate. He was a gentleman. And I remember being in there one night, me, Peter Kelly, and Teddy, a guy called Teddy Williams, who had a Rolls Royce, lived on Blackheath, absolute caker. And we was in there having a little drink, and I was drinking only little bits. Mate, it kicked off, mate. Let me tell you, it kicked off in the Lil. People might remember that when it kicked off. Listen, he jumped across that bar, Billy Aird, with me and Peter Kelly, and we was pinging him out like it was going out of fashion. I see Billy Aird knock about 5 geezers out. I swear this, mate, in about, 10 minutes? Honestly, he knocked about 5 guys out in about 10 minutes, no problem. and he could not bang Bill, because I was to spar with him. He's a southpaw, and he could bang Bill. I mean, he really could bang. And when I see him jump over that bar, mate, and start pinging people and knocking them out, I was knocking a few out myself, yeah. But big fight, massive fight in there. I mean, there's all bottles, glasses going all over the pub, being smashed up and everything. But as I say, Bill had that pub. I don't know what happened, if he still got it today, or whatever. I don't know if he's still there, the Lil. People that know, just off Jamaica Road, the Lil. I was like pub. I used to like it. I was going there with Peter Kelly all the time, and Peter, mate, I miss old Peter Kelly. He was a good pal of mine, mate, and we had a couple of rows on the street when he tried to, well, didn't try, he did it, you know what I mean? He had some jewellery, and he said to me that he didn't have it, and he did have it, and I found out he did have it, and I got someone to go and look at it, and I come there and took it, yeah? And me and Peter nearly fell out, a big punch up, you know what I mean? But I got away with it, I just grabbed it, run, and then he phoned me up and said, listen, do yourself a favour, come back, right, at Jamaica Road, I'll meet you there, I'll be in the pub, I forget the name of the pub, and he said, I'll be there, and he said, and we'll have a chat, and give me the jewellery back. Yeah, well, won't I? You know, do you know what I mean? He shoot me, Peter. So anyway, I pulled down the road from the pub, I phoned him up, I said, Peter, I'm down the road, mate, come down the road and get what you got to get. And he didn't come down, you know. He didn't come down, but I didn't mug him for the money. I sold the jewellery, and I had my money, and I'll give him the rest of the jewellery to sell, yeah. I took the best part of it, and anyway. But Peter, mate, I love Peter Kelly, proper man, dangerous man, mate. He was a dangerous man, big, powerful man. He had the biggest feet I've ever seen, about size 13, his massive feet, he had. Yeah, I liked him, Peter, but as I say, when we got in the Lil, and there was a big punch up in the Lil, and we stood together. I mean, me and Bill, I mean, he remembers me from the back, from Averstock Hill, the Noble Art, sparring room when I was young. You know, don't forget a face. And I like Bill, mate, and he could fight. He could fight, you know, and people got to realise it doesn't matter who they are, what they are, mate. That if they're a good pro, and as hard as what he was, he come from Liverpool. He wasn't a mug, and he just if they wanted it, I think if they had wanted a return fight, I think Bill would have made a few phone calls to Liverpool there, and people would come down from there. You know what I mean? But me, Peter Kelly, Teddy Williams, Tall Ted, a few other people. There was a guy there called Dennis Mulligan. He was also there, Dennis, but I think Dennis was on the other side. Me and Dennis had to fall out in prison, and anyway, better forget about all that. But yeah, we had a good time. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Rail. Please press the like button and subscribe. Yeah, good afternoon or good morning, yeah, whatever. Bye.